Good morning. Now, I remember when I was a student, if someone had come on Sunday morning and taken away my holiday, I would have been quite irritated. So right in the beginning, I want to apologize for taking away your Sunday. Do you need a translation or
I don't think that
you don't need?
all
Okay.
of us will understand English.
So I apologize for taking away 1 or 2 hours on your Sunday. I'd like to welcome all of you here. I can see the future of this country. I can see many young women and young men, and I'm confident that you're going to do great things. I'm here to have a conversation with you. Conversation is about what you feel and also about what I feel. So I'm here to listen, probably a little more than to speak. I'm here to try and understand what you're going through, what your fears are, what your dreams are. I want to get a sense of that, and I want to tell you a little bit about what is going on in the country and the type of things that we should be thinking about. So we can go straight into the questions now. And yeah.
I request Professor Suparaj, Vallavar College, to ask a question on NEP. Professor, please stand up and mic will be given to you.
Hello. So, dear Mr. Rahul, I am very happy to be here, and I am also thankful to you that you have come all the way from Delhi to listen to us. So, this is a thing which is missing from most of our lawmakers. So, you have come, that is the first, I thank you. And I thank the organizers also for having this opportunity. So I want to give some of the my views with regard to new education policy. You see, the introductory speak, they have mentioned about Kothari Commission and the recommendation of the Kothari Commission. So I think the Kothari Commission recommendation was the best thing that we have seen. Even today, it is the Bible for our teachers. So it speaks about the teachers. But the new education that has been brought out by this government, that too during the corona period, without getting any feedback or the opinion from the teachers, it has been formulated. So it demolishes the construction that has been created or just constructed over the last 60 or 70 years. So that is the first thing. The second thing is, the teachers have not been consulted. The Kothari Commission they referred. It has consulted, it has committee members, has a Japanese expert, UNESCO expert, an expert from USSR, and teacher representatives. But this commission, they have not consulted. They have consulted only one organization, that is the organization, the ABVP, or the organization affiliated to the Sangh Parivar. All other people, we have sent so many mails. I am the teacher leader from IFACTO, All India Federation.
Please be brief,
Okay. That has been missing. So this NEP is full of agenda for corporatization, commercialization, and the centralization of education, and also communalization. And number two is, it has so many contradictions. In one way, it says it wants to increase the GER. On the other hand, it says smaller institution has to be closed. So over the years, the UGC and other organizations have expanded by forming or approving small institutions, so that in Tamil Nadu we have more than 48% of GER when compared to the national average of 25%.
Professor, thank you, Professor.
That can be possible only because of this.
Thank you, Professor.
So I want to See, you have to raise this issue, and as a lawmaker and also as a leader from the premier party, Congress party, to see that this has to be withdrawn or this has to be amended or not amended. It cannot be amended because lot of things are there which cannot be accepted by all. So a people's policy has to be framed.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you.
Would you like me to comment
Yeah, that's
on what I think? So, I think the central point Professor made is that an education system is for our students, and an education system is run by our teachers. So if we're going to have any policy that is going to be made for our education system, it has to come from a conversation with students. It has to come from a conversation with professors. And unfortunately, this was not done. So if you don't do that, you will not get the right product. It is impossible for someone outside the education system to tell our teachers, our students, what is best for them. It cannot be done. So that's the first problem. The second problem is that they are centralizing too much power into the central government, into one institution. This is going to damage our education system. The positive side of it is that it is reasonably flexible on a number of counts. But it is a weapon to communalize. It is a weapon to push a particular ideology into the Indian system. And that is why I do not like it.
Thank you for a very sharp response. Next, I invite Professor Nagarajan on higher education and research. Please be brief. Please, I request you to be brief. We like to listen to Mr. Rahul for his response. Please be brief. 1 minute, just a minute. Just present your question in 2 lines, please.
Hello. I wish to speak on the subject of how teachers' appointments are being made in Tamil Nadu. What is actually happening in the teachers' recruitment? Our policy advocates the higher education requires energized, engaged, and capable faculty. But there is a gulf between what they preach and what they practice. But in practice, the appointment of teachers and university teachers are being determined by money, not by the merit. Whatever may be the qualification, publication of papers, merit, one can get college teacher appointment only through open bidding.
Yeah.
The highest bidder will get the appointment. For the past few days, if you turn on the TV, you can hear the song, Vechi nadai podugirathu Tamilagame.
You have to translate that.
Tamilagam is on the way to success.
Huh?
Tamil Nadu is on the road to success.
It is on the road to success. What
Professor-
is actually happening is,
Professor, please be brief.
the higher education department is striding to scale a new heights in corruption.
See, when they say Tamil Nadu is on the way to success, you have to ask one question. Who in Tamil Nadu is being successful? See, that's the thing they never say. They don't say, for example, that these 2 people or these 3 people are being successful. They assume that everybody is being successful, but it's not the case.
I want to add one more thing.
Thank
The
you,
vacancies-
Professor. Thank you,
It is
Professor.
an important point I want
Please
to
be
mention.
brief.
Let's
Please.
listen.
Yeah.
The vacancies in some colleges, some good colleges, have not been filled up for the past 10 years. Even minorities take the route of court to appoint teachers in their colleges. In non-minority colleges, they cannot fill up the vacancies for the past 10 years because the management is not ready to give money to the government. I don't want to speak politics, but the truth is, politics decides everything. From professor post to petrol price.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Professor.
We need a political right to speak something.
Yeah.
Truth before the people. One more, hence I propose the recruitment of teachers for a law must be enacted, a body, at the state level for the recruitment of teachers for the university and college teachers, Aided College Teachers Recruitment Board or State University Teachers Recruitment Board or TRB Higher Education, exclusive for the teachers.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you,
It would be
Professor.
the way to circumvent the correction.
Thank you.
One more thing, 7.5 reservation for government school and students must be extended to arts and science, agriculture and animal husbandry. Single window system must be implemented for admissions. These are the points I want to
you.
mention. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Short response.
Yeah.
Short response. You want to give a response? Short response.
No, I think he just put his points.
Dr. Manoharan.
Can we also ask the students to speak? Huh? Oh, there are no students here. Okay.
Dr. Manoharan. Yeah. Dr. Manoharan, yeah. Please be brief, please. Quickly, Mike. Please, Mike, quickly. Manoharan sir, please, 1 minute. Just please cooperate because many want to ask.
Check. Rahul ji, very good morning. How to educate young minds to remove religion from the political discourse?
Excellent question, please. Thank you.
I don't think that you necessarily want to remove religion from the discourse. What you do want is all religions to be able to be part of the discourse. And you want a fair playing field.
Yes.
Right? I don't think if somebody has a religious idea, if somebody believes in a religious idea, I don't think you should say to him, listen, you cannot speak about that. As long as all ideas are competing properly, without hatred, without anger, I don't see a problem with a conversation taking place. Where I see a problem is where you tell somebody you cannot open your mouth because you're from a certain religion. Or you cannot express your idea because you're from a certain religion. That's where I see the problem. But a healthy democracy should be confident enough to speak about anything.
Yes.
It should not be that we don't have the courage to speak any truth. So that is my problem. My problem is that the government of India doesn't want to speak, allow people to speak. Let me give you an example. The government of India says that they represent Hinduism. A lot of the ideas that they espouse have nothing to do with Hinduism. Nowhere in Hinduism does it say insult people, kill people, beat people. There is nowhere in Hinduism where it is said that you have to do this. But they do it. So, if you want to have a discussion on the true principles of a religion, they are very simple. All of them say the same thing. Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, Sikhism, they say the same thing. Treat the other person with respect. Treat the other person with love. Treat the other person with affection. I have never seen a religion that says, hate the other person, kill the other person. So that is the basic structure. Look, at the end, Professor said the right thing. The whole game is to steal. That is the game that is being played. And the idea is, do whatever you have to do to take the money of the people of India. You look at the farm laws, essentially the idea is, take what belongs to the farmers, take what belongs to the laborers, take what belongs to the small business, give them to the biggest businesses in the country. So that is what the real issue is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are standing on behalf of all of us.
Thank you, Dr.
All of us
Manoharan.
here, thank you
you,
very
Dr. Manoharan. Madam Kalpana, please, quickly, very short, please be brief. Madam Kalpana is there. Quickly,
Hello. What, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
உங்களை பத்தி சொல்லிடுமா உங்களை பத்தி.
I am Kalpana, second grade teacher, Panchayat Union Primary School, Vadakku Cheliyanallur, Manur Union. Good morning to one and all present here. It's our great pleasure to interact with our great national leader. A warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you.
Today, I would like to share my thoughts about free education for students belonging to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe categories, especially girl students. Our government, Tamil Nadu government, had earlier issued a government order saying that students belonging to SC/ST group need not pay for their higher education. However, this GO is seldom followed in our educational institution. Why not this government implement this order? Most of our students are from poor families below poverty line and their parents are laborers. And in rural areas, many of the girl students are still not given proper education because of many reasons, financial problem, early marriages, etc., etc. They need your help and attention. The government to change their world. The government must ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for them. A little bit of support will bring a huge change in our society. This is my humble opinion.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's your opinion about this, sir?
My opinion is, first of all, why the government is not doing it, you'll have to ask them. Because I can't answer that question.
We more expect from you, sir.
yeah.
We hope you will change everything.
No, but I would like to say a couple of things about women. There is no society in the world that can be successful without respecting and empowering its own women. Do you agree with that?
Yes,
That
I agree.
women have to be given correct respect in the society for a society to be successful. And I think there is a lot that we have to do in India to give our women the space that they deserve and the space that they require to grow. I believe that education should be universal. I do not believe that education should be only for financially strong people. So I believe the more scholarships we give to poorer people, the more exposure we give to poorer people, the better it is. And I'm confident that when we come to power after the election in the Secular Alliance, we are going to push the scholarships, we are going to push access of education to women and to poorer people.
Thank you, sir.
And I stand for that wholeheartedly. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul Ji. This was the vision of Rahul Gandhi when Rajiv Gandhi when he was there in 1986. Okay, now I invite Dr. Indra Mary Elilchelvi. Dr. Indra Mary Elilchelvi, please. Please be brief.